Hey MGTOWs, just making a video here on father figures. You know, I'm 34 years old. My parents have been married for 41 years. My dad's been a part of my life my entire life. I still live with my parents. So I've never seeked out any kind of a father figure. That's never really interested me at all. I've never had an interest in it or yearning for it. Like a lot of guys will, because a lot of guys aren't really as lucky as me, and they don't have dads growing up. Or if they do have dads, they're not really part of their life, or their dads are out at the bar doing their own thing, neglecting the kids, and they don't have father figures. So a lot of guys, not just young guys, a lot of like younger guys, juvenile guys will try to find a father figure like in a football coach or a baseball coach or a school teacher or a neighbor or an uncle or something like that. And that's fine, really. But I've never had an interest in it. I never played sports in high school. I never looked up to any guy. The only guy I ever really looked up to was my dad. That was pretty much it, He was home at 20 to 5 every day, and he was always there, paying the bills and helping me with homework and teaching me right from wrong and everything like that. So I never had an interest in looking for a father figure. But I think it's natural for young guys who don't have a father figure to kind of seek that out. But I notice guys in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, maybe older, looking for their father, looking for that father figure. They never had it. They lacked something. So they never had that father figure. They were raised by their moms. That's what we're getting today, is we're getting a generation of men raised by women. Just like the guys I work with. About a year, I had a boss about a year ago. He wasn't a big shot. He was just like I worked with like a crew, and he was like the crew leader. He had 10 bosses above him. But this guy was just full steam ahead, just coming in there every day, yelling his head off all the time, threatening all of us. And he got results, but I don't really work well in that kind of environment. I don't need discipline in any aspect of my life. I don't need it. Nowhere. Not at work, not in the street, not at, anywhere. My personal life, work life, nowhere. Nowhere do I need discipline. This guy felt the need he had to discipline everybody, because it was me and, 6, 8 other guys. And I think a lot of the guys that liked him, I don't think they didn't have fathers growing up, or when they were younger, they never made that, they never had that father figure connection with anyone. And I'm not really sure, because this boss I'm talking about, he would be borderline on verbally abusive, threatening our jobs, and come on, let's go, let's get it done. We're all going to be in the office, you're going to be getting fired and all this. And he even threatened me one time. He said, why are you working so slow? And I said, I'm not really working slow. At this time, I told him, I said, I've been here 15 years. I've been here 17 years now. I said, I've been here 15 years. I'm just doing what I've always done. It's the same pace. He says, well, the pace needs to pick up, or you're going to be back in the office. Okay, I don't respond well to that. Okay, you don't take me back to the office. You don't take me anywhere and discipline me. Okay, you either shut your mouth or you fire me. I'm not interested in knowing who you are. I don't care about who you are. I don't care if you're in charge. Okay, I don't need a disciplinarian. Okay, I'm not looking for a father. I have a dad. Okay, I had a dad growing up disciplining me. I know who I am. I'm a man because of my dad. My dad sculpted me into the man I am today. I'm righteous and disciplined on my own. I'm moral. And I don't need that father figure in any aspect, disciplining me. I mean, if you don't like my work, then you need to fire me. You don't be writing me up because of my work performance or anything, But anyway, this guy, I had to put up with him for about a year. I call him my loudmouth hillbilly boss that I had for a little over a year, which is actually pretty long in that place. I don't usually have a boss last any longer than about 6 months, and this guy lasted about a year and 3 months. He was a record breaker. Of course, it got to him, and he saw that he couldn't shove me around and a few of the other guys around, so I suppose he just lost interest, and he was on his way. Hallelujah. And after he was gone, all the guys were like fretting, like, oh, he's not here anymore. Oh, when he was here, things got done. And I told him, I said, I don't care about getting anything done. I don't care about getting my work done. My job and my work mean nothing to me. All I cared about was getting this son of a bitch, getting his mouth shut, and getting him out of my life. That's all I cared about. I don't want him back. Okay, look, what are you guys, crazy? What do you have, Stockholm Syndrome? You want this verbally abusive freak back because you think he's a tough guy and macho because you didn't have dads growing up. Or if you did have a dad, he was, not in your life, or he was, some pussy with mangina and your mom wore the pants and your dad just, yes dear, yes dear, yes dear, okay, anything you want, that kind of bullshit, pussy whipped. I told him, I said, I don't need him. I don't need to be disciplined at work. I don't need some guy threatening my job. I had been there like 13 years before this guy even hired in. He didn't know a damn thing about my job. Like I said, I don't really care about him or what he thinks. I'm there to get paid. I'm there to just scrape along the edge to keep getting a paycheck. I'm not interested in being getting promoted and all that crap. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. If you want to get promoted at your work, that's fine. But I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in some disciplinarian threatening me in any aspect. My work life, my public life, my day-to-day life, like the police. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a cop. I even got interviewed at the Highway Patrol. It wasn't a serious interview, but it was an interview with the Highway Patrol. But the police didn't do what I wanted them to do. The police are bullies. They pull you over, and they steal your money. They say you owe them money because you're speeding and all this crap. I'm not interested in that crap. I don't want to arrest some kid for having a dime bag in his glove box. I'm not interested in that crap. Okay, I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to do good. I wanted to get bad guys. The police don't do that. They just keep a lid on a big, huge problem while trying to make themselves look good for their boss. Because I'm not interested in I'm not really macho. I don't strut around, some macho douchebag loudmouth, thinking my shit don't stink. You never notice that with, like, really angry, violent people or have very high self-esteem. I have self-esteem, but I'm not irrational about it. I'm not one of these people that, you have to believe what I believe or I'm going to kick your ass or something. I don't get upset. If someone says anything that's really against what I believe and what I know is righteous and correct and right and good, I don't get angry at them or violent. I don't do that. Why would you do that? I don't really know why guys get like that. I suppose if they have dads, they inherit it from their dads. But, yeah, I don't know, I think, like, even adult men, girls, they'll just marry an older man. If they don't have a dad growing up, they'll just marry an older man, and then their husband will be their daddy or whatever sick shit that's about. Which is fine. I don't have a problem with dating younger women, marrying younger women, if that's what you want to do. I have a problem with marriage because I'm a MGTOW, but that's a whole separate issue. I'm mostly talking about guys and their search for father figures, guys who don't have fathers or had weak fathers. But yeah, my dad was just, awesome. And he was, roofing the garage and mowing the lawn, helping me with homework and rewiring the house. And he'd work all day at work and then he'd come home and he'd work all night with me and my brothers, He had 2 full-time jobs. So I never really had that. These guys, and they talk about how they hate their dads and when dad ran out on them and all this, and like it's terrible. But I can't relate to anything like that. That's not my life. My home life was quite healthy. Every day when I came home from school, my mom was there. My dad was home every day by 4:40 in the afternoon. Never got in too much trouble at school. I never liked being at school. You get in trouble at school, you just have to spend more time at school. And I didn't like school, so I was very well behaved in school, so I wouldn't get a detention, so I could get the hell out of school. So when the bell rang at the end of the day, I could get out of there, I could come home. I was never interested in hearing what other people had to say. I don't like authoritarian disciplinarians. The school teachers and the police and the military, your elected officials passing all these dumbass laws. Your boss at work, they push through all these stupid policies and rules. And that stuff doesn't interest me. I don't really make big mistakes like that. I don't need the police. I don't need a father figure. I don't need my boss at work giving me ultimatums. Okay? I don't need to be disciplined. Like I always said, if I break the law, you're gonna have to shoot me. Because I will not submit. That sounds badass, but that's just my personal policy. I am moral. I am righteous. I'm a 34-year-old grown man. I got the beard. I'm bald. I'm an adult. You don't like my work performance? Fire me. You think I broke the law? You're gonna have to shoot me. Like these guys escaping from prison, and people are like, oh, they escaped. Why would they escape? Because they don't want to sit in a cage forever. A lot of guys in prison are in there because they were wrongly convicted. A lot of guys are in prison because they're wrongly convicted. And of course, 80% of people in prison come from single mother homes. A lot of people don't know that. We have a generation of men being raised by women. And they grow up and they hate men, Never had a dad growing up. No man, I've never had a father. No father, no man's ever done anything for me. I don't care about the world. I don't care about myself. They don't know how to be men because they never had a father. Only a real man can be a father, but only a real man has to be raised by a father. I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there who don't have moms. There's a lot of good guys out there. They're not all criminals. There's a lot of good guys. They have that brain chemistry telling them how to be moral, and they grow up and they're fine. Their moms are disciplined. They don't have a dad, but they're not crazy when they grow up. But I think a lot of guys who are crazy when they grow up would have benefited greatly from having a father. So I can't really say I understand a lot of guys' issues when they are apathetic about everything and don't care about the world. I don't really understand why they're like that just because they don't have a dad. Because that's where it kind of seems. They behave that way because they don't have a dad. So yeah, I had a dad growing up, and he was awesome, and now I'm an adult now. I think that's how I've always kind of been a MGTOW. My dad sculpted me into a MGTOW. I don't think he certainly didn't intend to do that, He wants to have 15 grandkids bouncing on his knee. I have no kids. I don't plan on it. He worked very hard. He was very stressed. Sore back, sore feet, irritable. A lot of stress. Trouble sleeping. Just working his fingers to the bone. But I don't know. I think it paid off for me anyway. I hope it paid off for him. Just MGTOW, men going their own way. Just guys who don't get married, don't have kids. Most MGTOWs, the top level MGTOWs anyway, I guess they don't cohabitate with women. A lot of them don't really date that much, especially when they get older and their sex drive dips. Rather spend that time, doing a puzzle or something. It's not 1915; it's 2015. And getting married and having kids is overwhelming in its disadvantages. So yeah, if you are a man, try to be a good man. Don't be afraid to find a father figure. If you think you need a father figure, find a good guy as a father figure. Don't find some douchebag like my boss that all the guys thought was great. You're just a frickin' douchebag, And then I'm standing there just kind of going with the flow, praying for this guy's death. as much as an atheist can pray. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed my little spiel here on father figures. This is Arctos Bouchort. Please like and subscribe. I like that very much. I like all your comments. I like all my subscribers. See, this YouTube thing is new to me. It's just kick-ass awesome. I'm having tons of fun doing this. So thank you very much for watching.